Okay, so my presentation is about the urban cooling islands. Ito yung parang solution to the urban heat island effect. And this afternoon, I'm going to share with you some of the things we've been doing in the city of Iloilo together with our private sector partners and national line agency partners. So yung presentation ko will just be focused on the emerging issue called urban heat island, and then I'll give you some examples of the initiatives we've been doing on urban cooling island. These are through plans, programs, and policies. And then, at the last part of the presentation, I share with you what are the other things that we'd like to do for addressing the urban heat island. So, Iloilo City has really recognized na yung urban heat is an emerging issue, and it way sa aming mga development planning and management efforts. And we saw this happening at na-anticipate namin to, na nakikita namin ito as far back as when we prepared the CLUP na city, where many of our what used to be agricultural lands ay ginawa na namin na reclassify na namin into commercial and residential areas to accommodate the rapidly growing urban population. Right now, based on 2015 census, we have a total of 447,000 city population. But ang hindi na itala is the floating population of around 200,000 more, which makes the city of Iloilo mushrooming to more than 500,000 during the time. When you look at that against the land area ng city, which is 78.34 square kilometers land, one can see the big challenge, no, on how to accommodate the high population density of the city. So the urban heat as an emerging issue can also be felt now. As explained earlier, yung mga resulting effects ng mga magkabing mga buildings is exactly what is going to happen in a certain part of the city. Lalo na doon sa aming Iloilo Business Center. And may mga nakita rin kami, and we also realized this when some of our work partners like USAID, BCQ project, us look at things scientifically, and we have maps like this that shows the temperature situation, air temperature ang pinapakita nitong map against the population distribution ng city, and like what John Andrew earlier noted, na ang concentration of this problem is dun sa may downtown area namin, dun sa city proper, near the southern coastline of the city. This one shows the land cover, still also based on the maps made by USAID BCQ project. And there is another source of information that we're getting at the moment. This is from the National Resiliency Council with the help of Ateneo de Manila University and Manila Observatory, where may mga projections na tinitingnan as to how the city is going to feel the heat in 30, 40 years ahead. And thanks to this scientific data, we're now armed in preparing mitigation plans. And we are looking forward to GUHeat's more detailed na mga analysis of hotspots within the city, which we can really formulate plans for and specific targets, because right now we're doing the revision of our comprehensive land use plan. So yung realization of this of urban heat as an emerging issue also came about formally during a workshop with our stakeholder partners when we met at Quezon City last 2017 during a workshop with USAID, where for the first time talagang na-brought forth yung phenomenon na ito na urban heat island. And from then on, the city refocused its development direction, its efforts towards, towards urban resilience and livability na merong consciousness for this urban heat island effect. This was not only, by the way, during the 2017 workshop, but early on, doon pa lang sa yung mga usaping climate change and disaster risk reduction in 2014 to 2016 ay nagsusurface na ito. But for us na mga Ilonggos, mga Ilonggo planners, hindi pa masyado ito felt. And that succeeding workshop, however, in 2018 through USAID, and of course ngayon, lalo na ngayon with the more detailed studies of GUHeat, convinced na talaga kami that we need to revisit our plans, our programs and projects, and even our policies para lamang to have a more responsive na urban resilience and livability development program. So what are these urban cooling initiative, island initiative that we're doing at the moment? So doon pa lang sa implementation ng aming plan, and I'd like to just highlight yung value of the CLUP. Meron na kaming mga initiatives or strategies na in-adapt, and that we now realize is helping address the urban heat. And these are yung pag-maintain ng waterfront development. We realize na areas in and around water bodies tend to have cooler temperatures than those na mas malayo sa mga water bodies. And so our development direction is geared towards that. Also, we're building on the existing uniqueness of the urban form of the city, where we are divided into districts, and that each district has a node called the plaza. And nagiging program namin ngayon yung protection of these plazas, greening it further, and keeping built up, or the build up of buildings at a minimum pace. So we are also not looking at just plans, but the initiatives can be seen in the way we are implementing programs and projects in the city. One very obvious is how we are improving our public plazas. And we get by with help from the National Line Agency, TIEZA, and the other national government. And when we're doing this, and everyone can see, especially in the next few months, we will now, because na-bid out na namin ang mga contracts for the improvement of these plazas, which were partly designed and planned together with some professionals like architect Alcazaren. And we're doing this for several district plazas of the city in Mandurriao, Haro, La Paz, Lapus, City Proper, Molo, and Arevalo. Also, everyone saw how what used to be an area na built up, one that had the Freedom Grandstand on it, now cleared, and in its place ay na-recover ang isang pocket park. And ito na ngayon yung Sunburst Park, which is fully redeveloped para sa public use. Also, what is significant in the city in terms of development, physical development, is how we laid out our rivers aligned with, on both embankments, lineal parks. And Iloilo River Esplanade is a project, in fact, na dinadayon ng mga LGUs para i-replicate in their areas then. Also, yung mga part of the programs and projects na ginawa namin to address the urban heat island effect is yung pag-maintain ng coastal eco park and mangrove reforestation. The reforestation also happens along the estuaries of the city, yung sa Batiano and along Iloilo River, where in previous years, we used to have settlements along it. Ngayon, na-relocate sila, and in their place, meron ng mga naglabasan ng mga mangroves. Also, as part of keeping the city green, we're building a civic center in and around City Hall that will revolve around the existing foliage and existing fauna present in the area. So, like how this walkway is designed, hindi siya straight because it meanders to allow yung existence of the existing na trees. Also, when you go around town, you'll see many of our streets lined with trees and ornamental plants, and it's because we have an ongoing beautification program as part of this programs and projects for in addressing the UCI at urban heat. Together with DPWH, even the concrete roads and asphalt roads ay na-improve na rin ngayon by greening it. So we have DPWH now also helping us put up trees and plantings along major highways and thoroughfares of the city. Now, what is also upcoming is and in fact nag-i-exist na ito, yan yung bike lane network ng city, which together with DPWH was established since the widening of the Senator Aquino Avenue. The plan now is to really expand the network to now include the rest of the Esplanade areas and much of the downtown area. So the UCI initiatives also come in the form of policies. Yung pag-i-implement namin ng zoning ordinance, like the environmental conservation and protection standards na mini-maintain namin. In particular, there's a section there, there's an item that says mature trees or those equal to or greater than 12 inches, caliper measured 14 inches above the ground, shall not be cleared or cut. So ito are measures that we're trying to do para lang na ma-retain ang existing green cover ng city. And then for the development of more spaces, green spaces, there's a section in the ordinance that also provides for this. Green easements are also similar initiatives na provided for in the zoning ordinance, and is also what is keeping the city cooler and of course greener. Now, very interesting, ang isang provision ng aming ordinance that also contributes to the cooling effect is an approach at helping reduce the motor vehicles along the roads. And so there's a provision here, itong Traffic Impact Statement and Traffic Management Plan, which really looks into the parang pagdi-discourage ng ng too much reliance on motorized vehicle, because as we all know, motorized vehicles contribute greatly to the buildup of heat in the city. And similarly, yung pag-reduce ng buildup of these motorized vehicles that spew pollutions and other air pollutants in the city, ay yung pagkikip ng mga terminals doon sa boundaries ng city, so that madi-discourage ang pagpasok ng heavier traffic of public utility vehicles inside the city. So what are the other initiatives? Okay, we're very excited about the learnings naming nakuha from the UN Habitat from way back several years ago, na yung mga principles of livability, like keeping the roads green, keeping maintaining pathways or sidewalks for pedestrians, and spaced in a way na walkable ang mga grids or ang mga city blocks. So ang study area namin at that time, and we would like to pursue this in the upcoming revision of our CLUP, yung mixed-use development of compact communities. And this is a study area that we did in Northern Haro, now which we hope na when we subject the CLUP to public hearing and to consultation with our stakeholders, I hope they share with us the value of this resilience and livability principles. Of course, yung aming some more of these initiatives when we create UCIs in terms of the plans is pag nami-mainstream na namin yung mga konsepto ng UCI and the others like urban resilience and livability. And we'd like to see this happening dito sa aming ina-update na comprehensive land use plan, the 2021-2029 comprehensive land use plan. We'd like to see the mainstreaming of this also in the local shelter plan, na challenging because while we attempt to go high density on this, we'd like to see some of the greening of these buildings and areas na may pocket parks. Also, we'd like to see the mainstreaming made doon sa pag-update namin sa Iloilo-Batiano River Development Master Plan, doon sa Local Public Transport Route Plan, of course, the regular Comprehensive Development Plan, the Iloilo Tourism Development Plan, and also the Coastal Resource Management Plan. We'd like to see the mainstreaming also in the way our programs, existing programs and projects are improved and enhanced. Like yung LDIP namin, yung Iloilo Waterways and Coastal Management Program, and of course the Mangrove Reforestation Program, the Clean and Green Beautification Program. And noteworthy is the Central Business District Revitalization Program, where the results, the upcoming the results of the GUHeat analysis sa land surface temperature on the downtown area will be of big help to us. Also, the mainstreaming can happen sa urban infrastructure development program na i-enhance pa namin further. Sa city government facilities retrofitting project for rainwater harvesting and energy saving. Doon sa GHG reduction program na ginagawa ng aming isang office, yung City Environment Office. Disaster risk reduction and management program. Of course, we'd like to see the policies also being mainstream with this urban cooling islands and the urban resilience and livability principles. We'd like to see this happening sa aming revised zoning ordinance, sa heritage conservation guidelines, the city environment code. And looking at it sa konsepto ng working forward, the move is really to create more urban cooling islands for Iloilo City. And to do this, we'd like to see that happening sa plans, programs, projects, also in the policies, and that the urban cooling island is embedded. And yung urban heat island is avoided. And this is a sure guarantee na yung aming desire for urban resilience and livability is assured, and this one assuring us further a better quality of life in the city. Magandang salamat, and keep safe everyone.